This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Michelle Chamberlain.
I'm Bill Bryant. Bright and early. Here we are Thursday, May 12th, and we're glad you're along with us.
Now at 6 o'clock, Bill Clinton is returning to the Bluegrass. Details on today's campaign stops for his wife. That's just days before Kentucky's primary.
Lexington police right now investigating a hit-and-run crash that has happened near the UK campus.
And a look at some of the problems still lingering after a couple of days of heavy rain as we prepare for more storms.
And that video right there shows exactly what we're going to be talking about later on today. Possible flooding in the forecast, few showers back toward the west, on and off storms as we go through the day, especially late afternoon, early evening. And we're going to be talking about this flash flood watch coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you very much. So what we need, of course, is a few days to dry out. It doesn't look like we're going to get that, unfortunately. Another round of storms could make the situation worse in central and eastern Kentucky. We do get that one day tomorrow that looks pretty good.
Yeah, WKYT's Caitlin Sentner is live in Lexington to begin our weather team coverage. Good morning, Caitlin.
Good morning, Michelle. I'm along Main Street in Lexington, and if we take a look at the road here behind me, it is a little bit slick, but there's no real standing water on the roadway right now. Now, many parts of central Kentucky experienced flooding yesterday, and while some of those areas may not be a concern at this hour, they may again become flooded later today with some storms in the forecast ahead. Multiple Twitter reports came in about storm damage and high waters out on the roadways. Some of those coming in were from Madison County. One person tweeted there was a tree down blocking Paint Lick Road near the county line. Now, we checked with dispatch this morning and they say that roadway is now clear, but that southern parts of Madison County are still experiencing standing water. And in Estill County, state transportation actually closed a stretch of Red Lick Road because of those high waters. People nearby tell us this isn't the first time the road has been flooded.
Once the ground gets saturated, it comes up pretty quickly. So if we've had several good rains, then it will come up pretty fast.
But it doesn't look good, so we may get that big flood out of this one.
Now, it's high waters that I know to look out for, but I was driving down Todd's Road and there was some standing water this morning, but if you're not paying attention, it is something that can come up on you pretty quickly. Live in Lexington, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
All right, so heads up on all of that. And in Anderson County, the emergency management director says more than 6 feet of water is covering Rice Road at the Salt River. Officials say 3 people managed to escape from a Jeep that got swept away on that road. Nobody was hurt, and crews are not able, though, to find the Jeep.
The National Weather Service says 4 tornadoes touched down in western Kentucky Tuesday. Tornadoes caused damage in Graves, Muhlenberg, Breckenridge, and Ohio counties. The strongest was in Graves County. Meteorologists say it was an EF3 tornado. It caused millions of dollars of damage in the Mayfield area. Police say 10 people were injured, but none of them seriously. The Julian Carroll Expo Center is collecting donations for people whose homes were damaged or destroyed in the tornado. In Wolfe County, the National Weather Service says straight line winds up to around 70 miles per hour are to blame for Tuesday's damage. Trees fell onto some homes around Campton, and high water closed many roads. With more storms on the way, remember to download the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. It's free in the app or Google Play Store.
In other news this morning, police are looking for a driver who hit a pedestrian near the UK campus this morning. A person walking down Waller Avenue was hit by a silver Honda near Crescent Avenue about 1:30 this morning. The police say the driver did not stop. The victim was taken to a hospital with what is believed to be a minor head injury. Also new this morning, one person was injured in a late-night crash involving a Lextran bus. That happened near downtown Lexington. It was around 11 o'clock on North Broadway near Loudon Avenue when the call went out. Police say one person has suffered a broken arm in that. Former President Bill Clinton is returning to Kentucky today. He'll be trying to help his wife in her bid for the White House. Bill Clinton has 3 planned stops. He will start at Kentucky Wesleyan College in Owensboro this morning. From there, he'll make a stop at the Capitol Plaza Hotel in Frankfort. That's set for this afternoon. His last stop of the day will be in eastern Kentucky at Prestonsburg Elementary School. Both Bill and Hillary Clinton have made several stops in the Bluegrass ahead of Tuesday's upcoming primary here in Kentucky.
Neighbors of Papa John's founder John Schnatter are complaining about his use of a helicopter at his home. Schnatter has been using some farmland near his home outside of Louisville and a landing pad. About a dozen of his neighbors have complained to the city leaders that the helicopter makes too much noise. Schnatter says he only occasionally lands helicopters there and says he's within all regulations. Earlier this year, Papa John's received approval to build a helipad on top of its corporate office in nearby Jeffersontown. It's been in the works for years. This morning, a Lexington hospital is celebrating its expansion. Baptist Health Lexington officially dedicated its new North Tower last night. It's the largest part of the hospital's $246 million expansion project. Becker's Hospital Review just named Baptist Health Lexington as one of its 100 great hospitals in America for 2016.
We're looking outside early this morning. There's really not much going on. We had a long night last night, a very loud night once again. The good news is things are really fading away, especially back toward the east. West, we still have a few showers nudging its way off into Washington County. And you can see that once that fades away, there's really not much to go with that. It's not a lot of energy right now. But as we travel throughout your afternoon and progress through that, I do expect much more rain and thunderstorms move on in here. Okay, this bit in peace right here is actually moving down toward Tennessee, right? But then we look back towards, say, southern Missouri and also northern portion of Arkansas near the Ozarks. All that is moving our direction. So it's just going to take some time to get here. But when it does, you're talking about some heavy downpours, and I would expect that to really come into play. If you're looking for a dry moment during the day, anywhere from 9 a.m. to about 3 p.m., that's more than likely your mainly dry moment, okay? Not fully dry, but mainly dry. That's the time you can get out to the grocery store or get the kids out and about. That's the best time. But once we hit after that, 4 p.m. to about 10 p.m., we're looking at heavy downpours coming on in. More thunderstorms in the forecast. There is a flash flood watch in effect for the green shaded region. I don't expect them to put it in the far northern half where they do not have it at this moment, just due to the fact that the heavier thunderstorms will actually be south of that. So this is a good area, a good indication that we're going to keep most of the rain along that 64 corridor, the heaviest bout, and also back toward the east and south. So it goes through tonight, flash flood watch in effect, and that's going to be the best case scenario that we're going to be seeing. The best case scenario out of this is actually dropping those numbers, because these numbers, I mean, they're not extremely impressive. You're talking ½ an inch to about 2 inches of rain. However, we've had tremendous amounts of rain in some spots the past few days. So this is just adding to it, okay? Just adding fuel to the fire. We do not need that. But yeah, so not a lot of rain, but enough to throw off some isolated flooding areas. Okay, let's talk about your Friday and into your weekend, because Friday it finally gets much better. Those are the days to reschedule a lot of those ball field plans, even though the ball fields will still be pretty soggy, but that's the day to do that. Then we hit Saturday, a couple of showers here and there, and it will be chilly. Temperatures right around 60 degrees. That's mainly during the first half of the day for all the 5Ks and the yard sales. Second half of the day actually looks much better, much drier, but nonetheless there still is a rain chance on Saturday. But those are mainly just showers, Bill. And then we hit Sunday. We're talking possible frost, mid-May. Golly, do we ever get a break around here?
I'm telling you, we deserve it at this point, don't we?
Do, absolutely.
All right, yeah, some brisk temperatures there over the weekend. Thank you, Mike. At the time this morning is 6:08, and each morning we bring you weather and traffic together right here, get you updated. Here's Officer Don with a look at what's happening on the roads. Hey, Don.
Hey, good morning. Well, no wrecks right now, and that's the great news on the inner and outer loops of the circle. Also on 75 north and southbound, we're good to go, and the exit ramps check out fine off the interstate. Let's get a quick look outside, and we'll show you what's happening as you head out the door this morning. No major delays. Traffic flow looks good on Nicholasville Road, Versailles Road, and even Winchester. US 60 coming in from Clark County. It's a steady shot toward downtown. Drive times this morning from Nicholasville 14, Georgetown 16, and Paris holding at 19 minutes. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, should be a good ride in. Thank you very much, Don.
You can get the latest traffic and weather information anytime with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. You can download it for free in the app or Google Play Store.
Hey, let's say good morning to you again. Let's make it a good day on this Thursday, despite more of that rain that's on the way. And then Friday's next, and looks good,
we're all
right?
Looking forward to it, right?
WKYT this morning on the air with the latest right here.
Yeah, up ahead, dramatic video of police punching a man is under review. We'll tell you what led up to the takedown in New Hampshire.
And George Zimmerman is back in the news this morning. How he's trying to profit from the death of Trayvon Martin. That story coming up in about 3 minutes on WKYT.
Kentucky mornings start here. You're watching WKYT This Morning.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning in to WKYT This Morning. Your time is 6:13. The governor of New Hampshire is calling for an investigation into the use of force by police officers involved in a high-speed chase.
News helicopters caught the end of the chase in what appears to be a violent takedown on video. Jim Smith has a report.
The hour-long high-speed chase went through 2 states, police pursuing a pickup being driven by 50-year-old Richard Simone of Worcester. It began in Holden, Mass., finally ending on a dead-end street in Nashua, New Hampshire. Simone gets out and appears to be getting down on the ground. Police approach, and then some officers begin punching him.
I mean, he wasn't putting up a fight. He got out and they were, they were attacking him. And I don't know what he did. Obviously they weren't happy, but I mean, he wasn't fighting them, so it was a little bit much, I think.
He looked like he was surrendering?
He did.
Police say Simone had warrants for crimes including assault and failure to stop for police. Authorities say he was involved in a crash during the chase, but still drove on.
This is a high-pressure situation. Everybody's adrenaline is pumping. It does appear that he's complying with the officer's orders, and until they start to move very close to him, there doesn't appear to be a problem. Now, what happened in those last seconds is going to be crucial to this investigation, but clearly this is a tough video.
That report from Jim Smith this morning. Multiple state agencies are investigating the arrest, including Massachusetts State Police, who say Simone will face new charges related to the chase.
George Zimmerman is auctioning off the gun he used to kill Trayvon Martin. The former Florida Neighborhood Watch volunteer says he just got the Celtic 9mm back from the U.S. Justice Department. Bidding starts at $5,000. Zimmerman has said he was defending himself when he shot and killed Martin, an unarmed black 17-year-old. He was acquitted in 2012. The shooting sparked protest and a national debate about race relations.
Presumptive GOP nominee Donald Trump is heading to Washington today. It's an effort to build unity with key Republican leaders. He'll be meeting with House Speaker Paul Ryan, who said last week that he was not ready to endorse Trump. Trump will also sit down with the RNC chair, Reince Priebus, and with other key congressional leaders, including Kentucky's Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. Well, this morning we're getting the first look at what traveling the speed of sound might look like. Hyperloop wants to rocket cargo and passengers from L.A. to San Francisco in just 30 minutes. During a 6-second demonstration in the Nevada desert, engineers conducted what they're calling a propulsion open air test. They energized an electromagnetic power system and they sent a dummy sled down the tracks at up to 300 miles per hour. The sled then crashed into a pile of sand because, well, they haven't developed any brakes yet.
We'll have the levitation system, which doesn't use energy but uses passive methods, very efficient electricity. We call it a Kitty Hawk moment. That's the next big milestone for Hyperloop 1.
All right, we'll see how it goes. The first operational Hyperloop network is scheduled to start carrying cargo by 2019. Backed by Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk, Hyperloop 1 expects passengers will be riding those tubes by 2021. So there you go.
There you go. Your time is 6:17. Google plans to ban all ads from so-called payday lenders. The tech giant says the short-term high-interest rate loans are deceptive and harmful. Google's ban starts July 13th and applies to ads for loans due within 60 days or when the interest rate is 36% or higher. The class of 2016 is getting ready to enter the workforce, and they're looking for a lot more than just a big paycheck. In a new survey, 70% of upcoming grads say they'd rather work at a company that provides a positive social atmosphere, even if it means earning a lower salary. Walmart is suing Visa for allowing customers to verify chip-enabled debit card transactions with a signature instead of a personal identification number. The retail giant says the practice is less secure and more expensive. Chip cards are considered more difficult to hack than cards with magnetic strips. Adidas is no longer a sponsor of the London-based soccer club Chelsea. The team and the sportswear company are parting ways 6 years earlier than planned. The 10-year deal was supposed to last until 2023. So why deliver a pizza to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro? Because it's there. And for Pizza Hut to celebrate its new store in Tanzania. Experienced guides helped a team of employees make the multi-day trek to hand out some pepperoni slices. The company even landed a Guinness World Record for the highest altitude pizza delivery. Pizza Hut is now in the triple digits as far as the countries that have access to the chain's slices of pie. You know what? They can deliver one here this morning, right?
Yeah, that wouldn't be as challenging
I would
as
like that.
up on top of the mountain there. All right, WKYT this morning on the air with all the latest. We're just getting started really on your Thursday. Glad to have you with us. 6:18 is our time. A bit of deja vu for a lottery player in New York. How he's beating the odds. That's coming up after weather in about 6 minutes.
We have some showers back toward eastern Kentucky. All that's trying to slide eastbound, but it's really fading away as we speak. When do the storms come in? Because you know they're coming. Might have that in your forecast, the timeline coming up next.
And we're going to make the best of this day. It's nice looking out there right now.
Beautiful.
There's a beautiful shot this morning live from Lexington. WKYT This Morning. We'll be right back. Okay. Good morning. Welcome back in. 6:22 is the time on WKYT This Morning.
Just days ahead of Kentucky's primary, Bill Clinton is making 3 more stops in the bluegrass.
And that's what's trending at this hour. The former president is trying to shore up support for his wife. Hillary Clinton enjoys a large lead over Bernie Sanders in the delegate count nationally. Her challenger, of course, for the Democratic presidential nomination, but Sanders says he is staying in.
Lexington police say a pedestrian has some minor injuries after a hit-and-run crash on Waller Avenue near Crescent Avenue. The victim told police the car involved was a silver Honda.
The National Weather Service says it was an EF3 tornado that touched down in Graves County. It caused millions of dollars of damage in the Mayfield area. And police say 10 people were injured. Fortunately, nobody was hurt seriously. It's been a tough week in Kentucky weather. It looks to continue with more rain. Here's meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, the good news is we're not expecting anything like that, like we saw over in western Kentucky back toward Tuesday. But we are expecting possibility of a couple of isolated severe cells. Little rain back toward the west near Louisville at this moment as you're traveling that direction. There hasn't been a lot of rain the past couple of hours around here. So I believe as you're taking off, it's actually a pretty good go at it, except for 68 and also 150 there in Washington and Marion County. But look at all the rain back toward the west. It's heading our direction. Now, we will get isolated chances of severe storms, but nonetheless, I mean, we're still talking about some heavy downpours. There's marginal risk of severe weather, obviously marginal, the lower end of things. Not a lot of energy. It's not a very potent system that's going to be moving through today, but we're still looking at that opportunity. This is still something to watch out for. Time frame on this is going to be 4 p.m. to about 10 p.m., 4 p.m. down toward the far western zones. I'm just saying as early as 4 p.m. Most of the kids coming home from school will be able to get home without any issues. We're going to be watching it closely. I'm going to take you hour by hour, and I'm going to show you finally some dry weather moving on in. And not just that, guys. It's May 12th, and we're talking about frost in the forecast for the weekend. I'll have that coming up.
Yeah, kind of unbelievably late here with that frost, you know.
It is May. It's like, come on, sun and warm weather.
Right. What a wild spring it's been, huh? 6:24 the time right now. Here's a very interesting story.
Yes, very interesting indeed. A mother-daughter duo have become viral celebrities after a good-hearted selfie went hilariously wrong.
The mom traveled from New York all the way out to Utah to surprise her college student daughter and to help her pack up her dorm room for the summer. But when she arrived, her daughter was not in the room. So the mom sent her daughter a selfie to show her, you know, that she was there.
In her bed.
Right. And then was informed by her daughter that she was in someone else's bed.
Oh, no.
The daughter tweeted the selfie fail. It's gotten thousands of likes and retweets.
You know, because as a mother, you have to call before you go to your child's dorm room, correct?
And you're many years away from that, but you said you'll probably be one of those moms, right?
Yeah, of course. You know, I want to be that mom that moves to my kid and follow them around everywhere.
And probably one who takes a selfie in the wrong place, but
surprise, Mom's
we'll see
here.
how it goes.
That could have gone much worse, by the way.
It could have, that's true. A man who won $1 million in the New York lottery for the second time remembers thinking, well, what are the chances?
I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe that I hit 2 times. And like I said, third time's going to be your charm.
Lottery officials revealed Bruce Modesto as the two-time winner. The 48-year-old carpenter says during his 2012 check ceremony, lottery representatives told him there was always a chance he could win again. Repeat winners are rare, but not unheard of. The widower says he plans to share his good fortune with his family.
I'm going to pay all my bills and hopefully go on a nice vacation with my family.
Okay, and it does happen. You know, there was a store over in Richmond, a gas station that had several winners. You know, and it became known as sort of the lucky place. It's now been changed to another business.
I have an idea.
Yeah?
We can get Bruce to buy us a lottery ticket.
Ah, great idea.
And we'll split the winnings or something.
Sure, he'd
I
win
like
a
it.
third time. 6:26 on WKYT this Thursday morning. Good to have you with us. Friday's next. We're holding on to that, and it looks like a good day tomorrow.
Let's hope so, right? When WKYT This Morning returns, details on an overnight fire that damaged a Clark County business.
All of our top stories coming up this morning. Friday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $161 million, and Saturday night's Powerball jackpot is $50 million. We'll be right back on WKYT This Morning.